Broadcasting to you on WNN 1470 AM and TrentoVision.tv from the world's leading think tank laboratory, buried deep in an undisclosed building in hostile territory where evil and corruption is exposed. You're about to enter the Tom Trento Show.
What? Okay, what do you want out there? Why do I always have to start this show? I'm asking that question today on June 11th, 2013. Why do I always have to do this? Why doesn't somebody else do this?
You see that lower third see the lower third going across the screen there?
Lower,
Tom?
schmower,
It says
dower.
Tom Trento Show. It is not the Mark Campbell Show. It is not today's show. It's not the Imam Abdullah Show. It's not the CJ Show.
It ought to
It's
be
not
the
intern
Imam
show.
Abdullah. He's a popular guy, that Abdullah over there. We were at the Tea Party meeting the other day, introduced everybody. And this guy, this
Imam Abdullah's show. It is
This Imam Abdullah gets all these applause. Pretty. What do you think about that, Dullah?
It was extremely shocking.
Yes.
I thought that these people would want to give me the lynching.
Well, what happens in your mosque? Are you as popular in your mosque as you are with the Tea Party?
My friend Tom, please, this is very sore subject right now. I am coming under very much pressure for working with you. It has become very uncomfortable. And I will not say any more on the air right now, but it is becoming issue.
Is he going to? Are you going to convert?
I do not see me converting, no, never. Do you think I want to be killed?
All right, let's do this. Suppose we start a fund, because we are going to Israel. In fact, today and the rest of this week is a briefing on Israel in the line of fire. But in particular, we're explaining and pushing why everyone should come with us. We only have limited space.
I will be on the same flight, but not going on your
No,
tour.
are you going to go to Israel where there's
I will be
Jewish
going
people?
to Gaza Strip.
You're gonna go-
I have speaking engagement.
But how about if we take you to
Actually, he's
Jerusalem?
going to be going to Gaza and stripping.
He's going to be stripping in the Gaza.
That is not
He's
very
gonna be
pious.
The stripping imam.
Oh.
That is not very pious.
Bound cheeky bow wow.
Would you come with us to Israel and visit Jewish people?
To visit the Jews?
Yeah.
I would have to. I would consider this. I would obviously have to speak to some of the hierarchy at the mosque, being I'm already on the double secret probation, essentially for.
Double secret probation, good. On the air, he's on double secret probation.
Well, you can go to the Al Aqsa Mosque.
Oh, I would love to. You know, the one in Boca where I go look very, very similar to Al Aqsa Mosque.
Well, this right here is not. People make that mistake.
That is Dome
But-
of Rock.
Yeah, if this is the Dome of the Rock. There's a rock underneath here. What rock is that? Come to Israel with us. We'll explain the whole thing. This is a dome over it. Al-Aqsa, if you're looking at this from the front, is, well, it depends on where the front is. If you're in at the Kotel and you're looking at the mosque right above it, not the mosque, if you're looking at the dome right above it to the left, to the right is Al-Aqsa. And what is that? What is Al-Aqsa? What is it?
That is a triumphal.
Yeah, that's the mosque.
Mosque.
Yeah.
That, well, what we like to do is once we have conquered the people, we like to build mosque on top of their either church or synagogue or temple, whatever is like sign of power and dominance and supremacy.
It's the way dogs pee on. It's kind of like
Very
dogs
similar.
pee by hydrants.
Listen.
Very similar.
Territory.
Yes, like marking territory. Very good. That I've never heard of that analogy, but thank you for bringing in the filthy.
Well, we are here. Tom Trento. I will do the oath.
Well, that's the reason that you're building the 9/11 mosque was to mark your territory at the triumphance of.
Not going to happen
Let
as long
people
as we're
know, by
around.
the way, that if they want to support
Yes.
Imam Abdullah to
Go ahead,
go
tell
with
them.
us on the trip to Israel, you can donate securely at TrentoVision.tv.
Send in a donation.
Send in a donation,
Send-
and you can earmark your donation to help fund Imam Abdullah to go to
Send
Israel.
Abdullah to Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Send Abdullah to Jerusalem. Send Abdullah to
And what we'll
Jerusalem.
do is we'll get a little,
Abdullah
graphic
fund.
meter that we can put on in the background.
Abdullah fund, yeah.
Yeah.
An Abdullah
And
fund.
not one-way ticket, please. Not one-way ticket.
Well,
And-
that's
and-
up to you, isn't it?
and Mossad, he may be coming. And nothing like that. We'll make sure you don't disappear on this trip.
We'll take care of it. We'll take care of you.
The Abdullah,
We will
Send the
watch you.
Abdullah to Jerusalem Fund has started today, 11 June
Inaugurated.
2013.
Yeah.
Keep track of that. 6 minutes after 5 o'clock. Good
Send
afternoon,
your
everybody.
shekels.
Send your shekels, about 4 shekels to $1, I think.
Or dinars.
Good to have you with us. Tom Trento here, your host of TrentoVision. CJ right there, and
Don't
she is
look
here in
to
person.
Don't turn to your left.
Oh, don't turn to my left. No, I think the
You're not
tape's
allowed to
out.
turn to your left.
We're trying some new gear, and they were gorilla gluing something to my ear a little earlier, but I think it's pretty cool. There's nothing there. All right, we're good. We're good. It's staying in. But Mark, if I go like this, you go off me. Let's practice. If I do this, go right there. You go. Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
hey. Never mind warning him.
That
warn
worked pretty
me.
good. That worked
Yeah.
pretty good. Let's see.
Let's try that again.
A little slow on the drum, but that's okay.
Look how quick that is.
Hi, everybody. Tuesday, a kind of balmy. You know, you used to do the weather, and you don't do the weather anymore. What is
Yeah,
with
I
that?
don't get to
Yeah,
do
what's
much.
you don't do your jihad update, your
Yeah,
religion
your
of peace
jihad.
update, your religion of
What
peace
are you
update.
doing?
Oh yeah, where's your religion of peace update?
Get the weather ready, at least for our good friends on a Tuesday afternoon in Florida.
I
They want to
know.
know.
It
whether
wasn't
they can
in
do
the script.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. And
but-
speaking of the script, a couple of things that I got to talk about here. We're gonna do a little bit of Breitbart, like we said we would yesterday. We're gonna put a bow on that package. What a weekend!
Yeah.
It was really an amazing weekend. And the essence of our show today is the importance of Israel in the geopolitical affairs of the world. And in particular, we're going to take a look at Syria today and tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, 11 and 12 June. If you're like an average American, you look at the newspaper and you see 80,000 dead in Syria or civil war in Syria, you just close the paper and you just go, oh, yeah, I can't take this. Well, all of that has very specific ramifications to our lives here at home on many levels, and in particular to our national security partner that is a neighbor to Syria. And just jumping ahead right now, Syria comes from the Assyrians. The Assyrians, in about the 7th century BC, captured all the northern Jews and exported them out of Israel. So the Jewish people have been battling the Syrians for many
For a seriously long
for a
time.
serious long time.
long time, right?
So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to tell you about that because guess what? We're going to Syria on our trip in September and October. Well, at least from their perspective, because we're going to the Golan.
But actually, what we're going to do is we're going to look right at it
Yes.
from where we are.
Well, we're going to the Golan, and Syria still believes that the Golan is theirs. And what is
well,
the
they got
Golan?
to get their own house in order.
They gotta
before
get- yeah, they got a little
worry about
problem.
that,
The
I
Golan is a military
think.
outlook
I
over
don't
Israel.
think they can even establish who owns their own towns anymore.
But we're gonna make some sense today and tomorrow out of the Syrian civil war, and we're going to tell you about the groups of people that are fighting, and we're going to tell you exactly what the United States should do. All right? Now, but again, that's in the context of us traveling over there September, October to see it firsthand. And we will look right into Syria, but it's not just the geography. When we're there on this trip in the briefings, and we're going to lay out some of the people today and tomorrow that are going to be giving us the briefings, we guarantee you come on this trip with, am I selling this trip pretty strongly here, or what's the deal?
Well, you
Well,
really,
if you are, you're
I
sure
believe
being
it.
slick about
I
it.
believe it. Because it happened to us already. But if you come with us on this trip, and you got to start saving your shekels, we'll tell you about that too. If you come with us, your understanding of the necessity of the United States to do A, B, and C, which means we have to elect leaders in 1 year to do A, B, and C, elevates to a significantly important decision. So particularly if you're an activist, you can start working today to put the right people in office so that we're prepared to avoid the apocalypse, okay? We got Russia screwing around right now in Syria. This ain't good stuff, folks. But we're going to hold your hand through this. We are on WNN 1470 on the AM part of your dial. We don't need no FM. That's for who's the FM? What is FM all about? What is that all about?
Freaking maggots.
Oh yeah, FM. That's for sissies that listen
Freaking
to
maggots.
except jazz. If there's some jazz on there, I like the jazz shows. Okay, but you win contest here, you go there. Yeah, man. Serious stuff. AM radio 1470 AM on the right hand side of your dial every day 5 to 6. Tune in.
AM, that's
AM.
the meat.
That's
FM, that's the
All
salad.
meat.
That's
All
right.
meat.
All meat. All meat. AM. All meat. But with a little bit of sugar thrown in.
There you go.
Here's our sugar over here.
Yeah, sugar.
Here's our sugar over here.
There's
our sugar. There's our sugar.
We'll even give her
Okay.
Sugar by
We'll even give her a lower third. We'll even give her a lower
honey,
third.
you know that I love you.
Okay,
Okay.
could we?
We're moving
CJ,
on.
I
We're moving
can't
on.
help.
Yeah.
All right, now I got other
Falling
stuff.
behind.
I got other stuff to do here.
Yes.
I've been asked.
Tea party.
I've been asked by no, not yet. I've been asked by our technical folks to tell you to follow us on Twitter. Well, how do you do that? You just go to the ampersand sign at the United West. That's our counterterrorism organization. If you go to at the United West, go to Twitter, put in at the United West, and you can follow all the crazy stuff we're doing. And some of it's pretty cool, I must admit. Also, like us. We like you. You tell us you like us, but put your...
But do you really like us? Put your thumbs where they count.
Thumb up. Yeah, put your thumb up there. Go to facebook.com, The United West. You can just put The United West in the search part of Facebook. You'll come to our United West Facebook, not the Tom Trento one. We want you to go over to the United West one. The Trento one doesn't have room for friends. I have too many friends, and I know every single one of them
so
intimately.
popular.
Yes, every one of them intimately.
All the imams all over are.
The United West. Go to Tea Party Community, too.
Yes.
TeaPartyCommunity.com and do something there. It's not on there, but do something there. And go to our YouTube site, youtube.com/The United West and subscribe. Or you can go to the UnitedWest.org website and subscribe. In the near future, we're integrating all of these things into a cohesive whole that will just consume your life as nothing else.
And while you're on
ever has.
youtube.com/The United West, by the way, you can check out the archives of all of the TrentoVision shows, which are posted up
And of all these words, this one may be the most important.
Donate!
How could they do that, CJ?
They can go to TrentoVision.tv or theunitedwest.org and donate securely.
And also, if you see the little spinning bug up there in the upper right-hand corner, all you have to do is hit that little spinning bug.
Swat it, as it were.
Swat the little spinning
Swat
bug
the
in
bug.
the upper right-hand corner of the screen, and it'll subscribe you automatically to the TrentoVision, the United West videos, the United West subscription page on YouTube.
Beautiful.
Fabulous.
And what?
Fabulous.
Yeah, it's very cool. And also in the morning, 6 to 9, please watch our
Listen.
listen to our sister show, Steve Kane and Brian Craig, 6 to 9 every morning. They kind of prepare the battle space for us to move in and conquer in the afternoon.
They get everybody good and aggravated
Jazzed
first
up.
thing in the morning.
And if you want to hear both our shows, you can listen to them on 1470 AM on iHeartRadio.
Which is a free downloadable app.
Anywhere in the world, even in Israel, we can listen to the show.
Oh, that's very cool.
Especially on Israel.
Especially in Israel.
Yeah.
All right, now let's somebody define for me
Uh-oh.
Tea Party. When you hear that word Tea Party, what comes to mind?
Imam
Okay, I
Abdullah.
think of really dainty little cups and saucers.
Oh, so you're taking CJ the traditional approach to a tea party.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And fabulous little cakes and cookies and
That ain't what we're talking about,
sandwiches
okay?
with the crusts cut
What are those
off.
little things called?
Crumpets.
Crumpets, tea and crumpets.
Tea and crumpets, yes.
Something with an S. All right, but that's not the one. Next guess, anybody?
Islamophobes.
Yes. You know, they're not the Islamophobes, Abdullah, you think that they are. The Tea Party in the United States, which started, February or so, 2009, with Santilli's rant
Right.
in Chicago. Damon, weren't you working in the
I
in the
used to
Board of
work
Trade?
at the Board of Trade,
Oh.
and I used to run into Rick Santilli
Did you
A
really?
couple times a day, usually. He used to broadcast right from the Fed funds pit, which was the pit right behind the Treasury note options pit I traded in.
And that's probably where he had his little rant.
He went crazy.
He did.
Look what he made the rednecks crazy around this country.
You could fact check me, but I think it was February 2009 when that happened. And as a result, the next weekend, a couple of people said, "Hey, we have to have a tea party," because he talked about the Tea Party revolt in Boston. And
That's right.
all
People
of
wanted
that.
to send tea bags to all the members of Congress to protest the taxes that we would have to pay because of the TARP.
And that's the historical setting for it. Then out of that, some 4 years later, actually, the Tea Party movement took off. I mean, it accelerated.
It
Yeah.
changed the
Very
course
quickly.
of change. They got the Republicans the House in 2010. There's
Yep.
no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, within a year and a half, the Allen West and many others swept in because of the aggressive work of the Tea Party, returning to constitutional roots. I mean, it's really that simple.
I can tell you, I have no doubt whatsoever, without the support of the Tea Party, Allen West would not have been elected.
Oh,
Clearly.
there's absolutely
No
doubt
way.
about that. No doubt about that.
And
And in fact, the people who worked on his first congressional campaign, those are the people who became the Tea Party
Yep. that was
in South Florida.
that was I think it was 2008, wasn't it?
2008.
Eight?
Yeah, well, 2007, 2008,
Yeah.
the people who I knew who were working on the Allen West campaign, they are the core of the South Florida
Tea Party movement right now.
Yeah.
So we have this movement. We have this movement that is, what time is it?
The time is 5:17.
What are you looking at? You have a clock over there? Are we on the same?
Secret clock.
Secret clock.
5:17 in the afternoon on Tuesday, the 11th. The 11th. I'm just, looking at my thing here. So the Tea Party movement has just grew out of a need for people to return to constitutional roots, particularly in light of Obama's totalitarian quasi
$1 billion bailout, Obamacare,
throwing
everything
money around,
else.
Solyndra
Yeah.
money, this, that.
Redistribution of wealth
Taxes,
in this
you know, whole
country
thing.
has to be stopped.
How are those shovel-ready jobs, by the way?
Yeah, all that stuff happened, and the frustration in America culminated with this movement. And one of the leaders of that movement was the individual that we
Andrew.
watched his movie. Tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Well, there.
Oh, okay.
Danita,
Well,
yeah.
there's our hostess for the program that we attended this weekend, Danita Kilcullen of the Tea Party Fort Lauderdale, and she put together a fabulous, wonderful program. Brought in Andrew Marcus, who's director of the film Hating Breitbart, which we love and which we want everyone to see, and we'll tell you how you can get a copy. And to introduce the film along with Andrew Marcus, we had Pamela Geller, who's
She-devil.
oh yeah, there they are together, Danita and Pamela, and of course Pamela is, and there's Andrew Marcus. And of course, Pamela is like one of the preeminent free speech advocates that we have in this country. And she is not an Islamophobic she-devil or anything else.
I beg to differ.
And you can check out her website at atlasshrugs.com. But she got so many applause.
She was
standing
magnificent. She was
ovations,
magnificent.
and
And
she was so great. We had this great luncheon after we watched the film. And Pamela gave a fabulous speech.
No
and just
notes, just
no notes, just no, because she's like you, and just fabulous Q&A with everyone in the crowd, which was sold out, by the way, over 100 Tea Party people there. So that was really great.
And she had, and I talked with Pamela about Imam Abdullah, Imam Abdullah.
No.
And what do you think Pamela thought of you?
She want to throw me out from this country.
She has a crush on you, sweetie pie.
This is
She
impossible.
loves you. She loves you. The
Please.
she-devil loves you.
Double secret
Yeah.
probation.
Yeah.
Double secret probation. No,
I
no,
think
no.
I think when the Imam gets to Jerusalem, he's going to want to stay.
It is called Al-Quds. Please, ask John Brennan.
She talked about after the Friday show. She told me, she says, "I just love the Imam Abdullah. I just thought it was great. You guys are she just went on and on and on about how much she liked your
Double secret probation. Double secret probation.
Well, let's get that
whatever you know,
footage.
so we're talking about, outreach to Muslims and everything, and now
Okay.
we have the she-devil and a Muslim working together. What better?
What
outreach?
better? I mean,
Okay.
What better?
world
But I
peace
just
is
want to
next.
say, I want to say one thing. I want to say one thing about
World peace is
Pamela
next.
and the movie and the Tea Party. We're talking about the Tea Party. We're talking about the film Hating Breitbart. Andrew Breitbart was a chronicler of and member of and huge inspiration to the not just to the Tea Party movement in this country, although he definitely was a part of it. And really what we saw in the film was not just the Tea Party movement. The backlash against Andrew Breitbart is really a backlash against freedom of speech in this country. And you see, as you follow him, and it covers about 2.5 years of his life, from
It's amazing.
2009
It's
to
amazing, the comprehensive.
2012
I refer
almost.
to him now as the godfather of new media.
And it's what does the left do? How does the left try to silence us? Okay? You are a racist. You are a bigot. You are a homophobe. You are an Islamophobe. And it shuts all discussion of what is happening in this country and what is happening domestically for national security worldwide. It shuts it down. That's how the left shuts you up in this country.
Because
is
they
what
can't
you
answer
learn-
the questions.
Is
They
what
can't
you
answer
learn
it.
from this film. So you Tea Party people, you un-Tea Party people, any libertarians in this country need to see this movie. You need to understand the tactics of the left to silence you and scare you into shutting up. And those of us who do what we do here on TrentoVision, who are so used to being called racists and Islamophobes all the time, we know that that is a tactic of the left to shut us up from talking about the fact that Islam is about jihad, which is about killing all of us who are not Muslims. And so I want everybody to see this film, Hating Breitbart, see the people who are successful in this country to advocate for free speech, learn the tactics of the left that they use to scare you and shut you up.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, and actually, it's so funny. She says using the left's tactic. It's totally Alinskyite, and there from some people we spoke to there's a chance that we might be seeing something.
And
Yeah.
what you can do is
This
you
is
can go
out
to
of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, going back to the early part of the 20th century.
what you can do is go to hating HATING Breitbart BREITBART hatingbreitbart.com. That's the site. You can order a copy of the DVD, and you ought to. Anybody involved in this this battle for the free
American
world,
sovereignty.
for American sovereignty, for free speech, anyone involved, grassroots activism, you got to get this movie. We're
Yeah.
working on a project where we're going to show the movie
Yeah.
and have a big screening and bring a panel of experts in together. We'll probably do that within a month. But go get this movie. This kind of movie you can watch 3 or 4 times, 5 times,
Absolutely.
because there's just
Absolutely.
so many moving parts and things
And
in
plus, it's fun.
it. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, I mean,
Will
it's not
Imam
a downer
Abdullah
movie.
be there?
Will Imam Abdullah be there?
Oh,
Yeah,
and then also you need to go to, after you watch the movie, by the way, you need to go to RottenTomatoes.com and give it like 10 thumbs up.
Yeah, because they didn't like the movie.
Because they don't
which
like
means
you.
we love the movie.
Because the left doesn't like you on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's really funny. If you go to rate the movie, it's got 0 stars, but it's got a 96 or 97% of the people who actually saw it liked it. Go figure that.
Amazing. All right, what we're going to do now is we want to comment on Little Eddie Snowjob. Okay, Little Eddie Snowjob is making the rounds from Hawaii, from the army to Hawaii to Hong Kong to who the hell knows where he is. But we're going to do that tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah,
We
let's
have-
get to Little Eddie
we-
tomorrow.
We have a nice little package for you on Little Eddie Snowjob. You know who that is, don't you? That's his name. Edward Snowden. Edward Snowden, who is the hero, traitor, in between. The guy who worked for the Clowns in Action. There he is. Central Intelligence Agency,
Yeah.
CIA.
Yeah.
He worked for them. Then he worked for the NSA. And
Because it's all in the family.
now he works for the Chinese government. So
Yeah.
we don't know what he's doing. But
We all work for the Chinese
But the
government.
one thing we can be sure of is he's an infidel.
Yes. Tomorrow we're gonna sort of deconstruct little Eddie's snow job, and I don't even know if I this thing may be. I'm not big on false flags, but there's something bizarre. About
Something
this
is
whole
rotten
deal.
in
Yeah,
Denmark with this guy.
But we're gonna take it apart tomorrow on Wednesday's show, the 12th of June. So be sure to tune in tomorrow, 11 on the 12th.
Are the basis
at 5
of his
o'clock.
claims true or false? Are the basis of his claims
And
true or
on
false?
that cliffhanger, we'll address it tomorrow. Right now, we got to get back to the
Let's get back
the
to this
position of
trip
Israel.
that we want the Tea Party people to join us on.
Yeah, and one of the way we're going to persuade you to come with us. Now, why would we have to persuade them? What reasons would exist, team, for someone to not want to come who's on our side?
Money would be the only reason not to want to go on
Money,
this
let's
trip.
address that. What's another? There's other reasons. There's other
Well,
reasons.
People
Security.
think it's too dangerous.
Too dangerous. People think it's too dangerous to go.
Fear.
and
Right.
So there's a fear about what? Dying?
about
The unknown.
Well, also what we talk about, Israel being attacked by nuclear weapons, by Syria blowing up, by Gaza blowing up, by them launching, rockets into Israel, and I mean the whole panoply of bad jihadi things that could happen to you in Israel.
Well, you mean
Okay.
just because they have enemies to the north, south, and
East, west,
east?
and
Just because
inside.
everybody's
inside out.
No,
surrounding
the west
them.
is water. The west is water.
Wait a minute. It's
Well,
really funny.
well,
You see
yeah,
Israel,
free
this little
Gaza, then.
tiny dot on the map, and then here's all the enemies in the first circle, and then there's more, and then you could just take a map of the world and just keep going and going and going. And where do you go in the world to find somebody who doesn't hate Israel?
Israel is up over by you.
Right there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, down, right there.
Where-
Right there,
okay, yeah, right about there.
That was a good
Up,
question,
up, up.
CJ. Where do you have to go to find someone that where they
Well,
don't
if you
hate
come
Israel?
with us on the trip, we'll make sure that you.
Well,
love it.
let me get back to the reasons why people would not come. People who are when I say on our side, they philosophically believe in the Judeo-Christian worldview.
Right.
They believe that America is a national security partner for the nation of Israel.
Or that it used to be.
Used to be, or ought to be.
Or ought to be, yes.
They believe that Jewish people are in the line of fire, and the nation of Israel is in the line of fire.
Right.
We'd get all, oh yeah, we agree. But okay, come on the trip. Nope. Money, fear. What else?
Their cousin has a wedding.
Okay, I mean, I had a lady
The kids
call
are
me.
in.
Most
the
of my
kids are
fr-
in school.
Most of my friends just don't like Jews.
Okay,
Too many
that's probably-
Jews there.
Probably.
Too many
I have a
Jews.
very good friend who.
Yeah, but I bet they go to New York.
I have a very good friend who was in tears because she wanted to come, and she had planned to go with a high school friend to Italy at the same exact time. So she's taking her high school friend's trip to Italy instead of coming.
Is that
And
Linda
I-
Vecchio?
No.
And I had someone who's going to Russia and Poland.
Russia, yeah.
Well, okay,
Eve,
so-
hi Eve.
Okay,
No, you can't say
Oh.
her name.
so those are.
But
I didn't
that's
hear,
who it is.
I didn't hear the name anyway.
I didn't
So
hear
okay.
those are that's a legitimate reason. I mean,
Right.
if all right,
If
we're
you have a
booked-
pre-existing
sure.
condition.
You're getting married or you're getting divorced or
Yeah.
whatever the thing.
If you're
is.
getting divorced, it's more reason to go.
Yeah.
good
The
point.
women's be good looking over there.
I do have good
These
looking
Israeli women are
really
very attractive.
are really attractive.
Very
It's,
attractive.
The men don't suck either.
No, Israeli guys.
Yeah.
In fact, wherever I went, they thought I was an Israeli. They started speaking to me in Hebrew.
Actually, when you were on the camel, you look like an Arab.
When I was on the camel with the keffiyeh on, we should pull that
I
picture
think-
up.
We need to get you in profile so
That
people
was,
can
I
mean,
truly appreciate the nose.
That was
leads-
the Arab look for sure.
You have one of those skin tones that you can go Italian, Arab, Israeli.
I can do it all.
The only thing you
Well,
can't do
it's
is Canadian.
Mediterranean,
You
so-
can't do
Irish.
Canadian. You can't do
Irish,
Canadian.
or like-
No, you don't look Irish.
Irish, no.
No.
Canadian.
Top of the morning to you, Trento.
So
Has anybody ever said that to you in the morning? Because that's just about the worst thing you could ever hear.
Top of the morning.
all right, let's just spend a minute on those two reasons. Now,
Okay.
all of you listening and watching to our show right now, you've probably thought long and hard through the years. I'd love to get to Israel. Love to. I don't have the money. I'm afraid. Let's deal with the afraid part first. What would be your best argument, CJ, to tell someone it's an illogical argument to not go because you're afraid?
Oh, I think Mark should take this because he went on the trip with you last year.
Yeah, and I was afraid.
Okay,
Yeah,
go
and
ahead.
he was
So
afraid,
share your
so,
thoughts.
yeah.
Yeah, I was afraid, and also, in fact, I talked with about my wife this morning. She goes, "Oh, I don't like you going over there because I'm afraid for you when you're over there." And I'm going, "Well, you can come." But she goes, "Well, no, but when you go, then I'm just afraid that when you go there." And I said, everything, the biggest fear, like was said, is fear itself, because once you get over there, you realize the security is absolutely, second to none. There's cameras, all over the place. Everybody's watching out for different things. The security mindset is completely 180
It's
opposite
so
here.
different than what it is
And,
here.
Hey,
and
would anyone take a trip to Chicago?
I wouldn't.
actually, I would be now that they know the truth. I'd be more afraid going into some of the bad areas of Chicago or New
Right.
York or even down here in Miami.
Right.
Is a worse, than it would ever be going to Israel.
Right.
Israel on a scale of 1 to 10 compared to those places is no comparison. And once you get over there, it's like,
You
it's
actually feel safe,
safe.
because you see people in uniforms
Right.
carrying guns everywhere, and they're on your side to protect
And if you
you.
worry
And,
about-
you know what's interesting?
I see
I'm just
guys
thinking
carrying
of this.
guns in Miami all the time.
I'm just thinking of this. This is interesting.
and plus there's armed security all around
That's what I'm saying,
everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah, and undercover security everywhere.
Right.
When the terrorist event broke out where we were,
Right.
nothing to worry about. It was just a minor little deal.
Yeah.
There were a couple of Arabs
Yeah.
like just standing around on
Yeah.
where we were,
Yeah.
and they turned out to be Israeli cops.
Yeah. Actually,
And-
they were dressed as imams,
And-
and
oh. And
No, they were
here's-
just Arab kids. They looked
I'm
very young.
kidding.
Yeah, I know.
And
that
in all
was a
actu-
joke.
in all actuality, is over there. You think that there's people blowing up, there's bombs blowing up, and people are dying in cafes. Yeah, that used to happen before they built the wall, and they
The security fence.
the security fence to
Yeah.
stop people from coming in. They haven't had one of those types of attacks in years. In fact, there's been more attacks in the U.S.
From Mexico.
from Mexico,
crossing the
and also the
border.
Boston
Yeah.
bomber and stuff like that. You're more likely to get. Chances are
Well,
here,
Yeah,
Israel's
I don't
hardened.
want to
Israel's
deal.
hardened
Yeah,
right
I don't
now.
want to. I don't want to.
No, we're eliminating-
No, we're eliminating.
We got we got
You
four
can
shows.
do all kinds of statistics. If you live in the United States, you're more likely to be killed in a car accident or a drive-by shooting, really, than you are to get injured when you go to Israel.
Yeah, so for all of you who are hesitant to go out of fear, and I knew that kept me from going, believe it or not, for many years
Trento,
ago.
you're not afraid of anything.
Yeah, yeah, well,
Brave man.
It's an unfounded fear.
Yes, it
so
is,
let's
totally.
take that one, set it
You know,
aside.
And actually, if I may, I just thought of something else, because a lot of our friends and supporters are older people. They may have health issues or need certain types of medication and things
Good
like
point.
this.
Very good point.
Israel is like
Fabulous.
the
First world.
first world, probably better medical care there now than a lot of people are
Right.
getting in the United States now.
Better
So
than Obamacare?
If that's a concern for you, you are in really, really
Right.
good hands.
Fabulous. We actually went to the
As
hospital.
far as your health needs
did. We
go,
went to
when you
Sheba
go to
Hospital.
Sheba
Israel.
Hospital and saw Umar
Yeah.
Melinde,
Right.
Yep.
who they
Right.
had all the choices to go to all the burn centers throughout the world, and he went to
He
Israel.
wanted to go
All right,
to
so if
Israel.
you're someone with a medical problem and you
Yeah.
need medication, all that, obviously, whenever you travel, you take your medication.
Yeah,
But if something were to arise where
Yeah.
you needed medical care, they have the Mogan what is it?
Magen David.
Magen David,
Magen David Adam.
which are the volunteer ambulance service. They have a regular ambulance service. They have it's really first world care. So, and that's always a concern when I travel.
Right.
Yeah, I've been to Vietnam. You go there,
Right.
and you're on your own basically.
Yeah.
So, going to Israel, if you have medical issues, and you travel, you have no problem.
Yeah, a lot
No
of people, in
problem
fact, do
Israel.
medical tourism to go
Big
to
time
Israel.
medical tourism
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Dental.
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyone looking for new toofuses?
which I'm going to be checking
Looking
out
for
while
a
I
new
go
tooth?
there.
Okay.
You go to Israel to find a tooth.
Yeah,
And
there's a
medical
place
wish
called
list
Tour and
is-
Smile. There's a place called Tour and Smile, and
Yeah.
it's dental.
Really?
Yeah.
It's big time.
Really?
Yeah,
I did
it's
not
huge.
know that.
Yeah, it's
How am I
better
not-
than going to Thailand. for your teeth.
I think
Look at those teeth.
Yeah, let me do this closer.
Frightening.
It's right there.
How are we doing on time?
Oh,
We're
we
good.
could always use more of it.
I got it under control. I got the whole thing under control. No big.
The
What time is it?
but
The
the-
time is 5:37.
It's 5:37 on Tuesday afternoon, 11 June 2013. You're here with Tom Trento, everybody else, folks. TrentoVision.tv, WNN 1470. We're going to Israel. We want you to come. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
And it's really an unfounded fear. Like I said, the biggest
That would be a real phobia.
the biggest fear once
Yeah.
again is and I was afraid, and I understand. I was afraid to go over.
Chicken Mark.
But I
How
sucked
come the
it up.
camera's
and
not on you? They got to see you.
I
because
don't want to be on the
you're
camera.
impassioned.
Because it's too hot in here. It's too hot in here, and I'm sweating. I don't want the
It's
camera
too hot.
on me.
It's too cold. All right. Well, here's the real reason. Those who are on our side, who agree with what we're doing, this thing falls on me, who agree with what we're doing, can't come is because of money, typically.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, in the next over these 4 days, today, Tuesday through Friday, we're gonna take you through this trip, and we're gonna harmonize it with the geopolitical affairs that are going on to show that this isn't just a fun trip to X. Hey, let's go to London to Piccadilly Circus and have a good time. Hey, let's go to San Francisco and go to the wharf, and we'll go to Alcatraz and we'll eat crabs and all that stuff. That's good. This is, hey, let's go have a fabulous time, but let's really understand and learn what's going on in the world in light of how we have to change America to keep
Right.
our kids and grandkids safe.
Yeah. And really,
That's the kind of investigative trip
truly,
this is.
truly history in action, because when you're there as a tourist, you get to see the ancient world.
See what
and
that
you
says?
learn the history.
Read that for them. That thing right there.
A
that line.
fact-finding expedition to Israel focusing on the region's security, defense, and intelligence.
Fact finding.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So you get the history, but you get to see the living history of it. So that's why we want you to understand not just what's going on now, but we want you to come there with us and
That's
see
probably not a good
thousands of
video.
years of history.
That's probably not a good
we don't
video.
want to do that. What are you doing there?
That's probably not a good video to.
That's
to
the
show.
security.
Oh, here we go. This
That
is
was
what
the
I'm
security.
showing.
He was showing you the security
Oh,
details of
yeah.
how they were actually.
What you're
Track-
seeing right now is the eye in the not in the sky, but the eyes in Jerusalem, Al Quds. This is
I don't ever want to hear you say that.
the eye in
Beautiful
Jerusalem.
sounding.
And that's Mickey Rosenstein, I think it is. Rosenstein. Rosenfeld. He is a great guy.
Oh, Trento, you and your Jewish names, get it right.
He is the head of security for Jerusalem, and those are one of the several hundred cameras.
He also headed up Obama's security team.
He headed up Obama's trip out there. Yeah, we saw him on camera. And we will see him again on this trip. So those of you listening on the radio, WNN 1470, right now we're showing some B-roll footage of our previous trip, 2012, February. And you can go to our archives, YouTube/The United West. But one of the places we are going to go on this trip, leaving September 30th, and being there for about 10 days in October, is to the Golan Heights. The Golan Heights used to belong to a country by the name of...
Golan.
Golan, yeah, with a country by the name of Golan.
Syria.
To Syria. What we'd like to do for just a few minutes now is kind of give you an overview of the Syrian civil war. We're going to do this today, possibly tomorrow too. But it's all in the context of understanding this stuff, because right now our national security apparatus, our DNI, Director of National Security, the CIA, the military, the administration, the
The
politicians, the rhinos. Everybody's trying to figure out what the hell do we do in Syria. Well, if we do A, could be very good. If we do B, it could be disastrous. So what is your role as a citizen in America as it relates to the Syrian civil war? Well, sometimes these issues become so overwhelming. Like, who am I? A little, nothing person. What impact can I have in the Syrian civil war? Well, you could have a tremendous amount of impact, particularly as a cord is made up of many individual pieces of fiber, which in and of themselves can be broken quite easily. When they are compounded and joined together with an express purpose of providing strength for some reason, as people do when they gather together, we could have and we still are a country of law. On the 2014 November, we have to go make decisions. And what happens with our military, our intelligence, and our friends, Israel, is going to be dependent upon how we vote 2014. This trip is you're getting an associate's degree in Israeli geopolitics in 2 weeks, so that you will understand intelligently, intellectually, and experientially what you ought to do now from activism to November 2014 for public policy changes. Let's look at Syria for a minute.
Yeah.
Syria.
Are you putting that on the screen
Yes,
when
I'm
you said
fine,
that?
I'm
Or?
fine.
There's Tom Trento walking in. There's Tom Trento walking in the Muslim Quarter. That was.
That's right.
Where
And,
you blended very
Yeah, he
well.
blended right in. You know,
All right.
as long as they don't have Google capability.
Look how well he blends in. You can't even see him.
Yeah, there I am, right in the middle there. CJ, give us from the Arab Spring how you think Syria was affected by the so-called. I hate the Arab Spring.
I hate to call it.
and
the
I don't
Arab
like
Spring.
so-called either.
Yeah,
but
no. I mean, I just wanted you.
the Muslim
to,
Brotherhoods take
if
over
you're-
the world.
Yeah, if you're going back to talking about the Syrian civil war, it really
Mm-hmm.
was part of this, Arab Spring. That we saw in Libya.
What was that, February,
Tunisia,
February?
January
2011.
2011.
Tunisia
Yeah.
first with
Tunisia,
the 26-year-old.
and of course we know what happened in Libya, and it was spreading all over the Middle
Here's a
East.
picture of Syria. Leave that
So-
up, because that's
right away in
that's a very important
January.
picture.
Right away in January of 2011. Some of the first protests that they had in Syria started outside the Libyan embassy.
the Libyan embassy.
The Libyan embassy, yeah. And so
Before
when these people
Tunisia?
started taking to the streets to protest the Assad regime, that's where it all started.
Well,
and then
protesting.
everybody has been saying since then that he's going to fall any day now, and it's just going to be a matter of weeks. But Syria is too important to a lot of totalitarian regimes and ideologies around the world
fall, right.
that want to control Syria and don't want to lose Syria
Yeah.
to another
Including
side.
one of the
They don't want to
countries
lose
of the-
Syria to democracy.
I was going to say, it's including one of the countries of your study that you
Russia.
really specialize
Russia.
in.
Russia.
Yeah.
I mean, you,
All right, let's
you would
go
probably
back.
be best to tell us about that aspect.
Let's that's the current situation. Whenever there's a war in a country, typical Americans, and we're not typical Americans, and those of you who watch our show are not typical Americans. Typical Americans just turn away. I mean, we don't want to hear about all this craziness. But this war has been going on for 2 years.
2 years, and this regime, Assad, who is he our ally? Isn't he our ally? We fund the rebels against him. Has already killed over
80,000 over 80,000.
80,000 Syrians
And
used
Citizens,
chemical
yeah.
weapons against them.
if you don't think that affects you on your daily life and daily existence, look at Benghazi. What has happened
Right.
there? I mean, the whole funding operation, the whole weapons funding operation, where Obama and the Obama administration was actively funding jihadi terrorists in
Right.
Syria.
The
And
arms-
now we look at John McCain, who is going over there, and what's he want to do? Actively arm.
The rebel.
The
All right, let's
dumbest
get- let's-
Rebels,
all right, hold
which
on.
is
Come on,
Al-Qaeda.
come back
So
over here.
what do you
Back
have
over
here? You have Al-Qaeda, you have Iran, you have
All that
Hezbollah, you have all these different groups fighting a regime which we would all love this guy to go away. But what's going to
Happening.
replace him? The Muslim
All right.
Brotherhood is going to replace
Now
him.
we're gonna do a little bit of history lesson for all of our good friends out in television and radio land. It is, what time is it?
The time is 5:46.
5:46 in the afternoon on 11 June on a kind of
He
a
only
muggy-
wishes he had the real radio voice.
dueling
Yeah,
voices.
yeah.
Oh, doing voices.
Oh, don't get me started.
Alright.
I'm going to have that in my head
Quick
all
contest.
day.
We have time. Quick contest.
Okay,
Quick contest.
No.
no.
No, let's just go. Let's go on.
Please, more jihad.
Oh,
will
Mark.
win.
See,
I
when
will
Mark
win.
isn't involved, he doesn't want anything to happen.
More jihad, please.
Well, let's hear Mark's voice. Mark, give us a time check.
Oh, my gosh. It's 5:46. Mark, that's terrible.
Mark, let's hear it.
Now it's 5:47.
It is 5:46.
That's not bad. That wasn't bad. All right. Sanity back here.
You know you're in trouble.
Yeah,
now.
We don't want to anger the serious people in the audience.
That's true.
Oh, that's true.
It's
I'm sure there's at least five.
in order to appreciate the trip, the national security briefing that we're going on,
Yeah.
the behind the scenes look, plus there's a component because we have experts that are religious experts, national security experts, and historic experts, people that are experts on the history.
Archaeology.
Like who? Like who are some of the people
Who are some
that
of
are
the
there?
people that we have?
Tomorrow we'll get into some of these experts, but lay out a few names
Okay,
for
well,
the
of
folks.
course, we have you.
I'm speaking. I'm going to be speaking.
And we have Frank Gaffney
Yeah,
and
Frank.
Bill Federer and William Murray. And, of course,
yeah, we
our
even have an
host for the tour is
and we-
Ronnie Wexler. But
Once we get to
those are
Israel.
those are the people coming over. Now, from the Israeli side, we have Danny Ayalon.
Whoa.
Former ambassador, right?
ambassador, and former Ambassador Gold and
Door Gold. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's awesome.
General Yalon.
Boogie.
One of my favorite columnists and writers of all time, Dr. Barry Rubin.
Yeah.
Named-
Barry Rubin.
serious.
Hey,
serious.
listen. Hold it.
Dr.
Hold it.
Mordechai Kadar.
Hold it right there.
Mark
Don't-
Colbert.
Hold it.
Stop.
We're teasing them. I know.
Who are on this list, and some of them are archived
What does
on
the word stop mean?
youtube.com/the United West.
Well, what happened last time we went, we contacted Dr. Barry Rubin.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
we sat at a little cafe that served adult beverages.
Yes, we did.
About
Also known as a bar.
about on the ocean in Tel Aviv. I mean, this was out of a
See, there's lots of sightseeing to do on these tours.
yes, there is.
Lots of sightseeing.
This was out of a sort of a film noir movie. You know, maybe in post World War II, trying to figure out, all right, what do we do with the world now? We had Barry Rubin come, and we're all sitting in sort of a circle, and we just started asking him questions. You know, and Barry Rubin is a dual citizenship, U.S. and Israel, has worked for the Israeli government as an intelligence analyst, and if I ever want to get understand anything about the Middle East, I go first to Barry Rubin, and some of what we're going to talk about is actually from him.
Yeah.
But you talked about Frank Gaffney
Right.
coming on the trip.
Right.
I think, if I remember properly, not too long ago, I ran into
Yes, you
Mr.
did.
Frank Gaffney.
And do you have video footage of this?
And I don't go anywhere without a video camera. And I
neither
think,
should you.
and I think, here they are right here. I think, as soon as I get a thumbs up from somebody, I think we may even have it for you. Take a look at this.
It's low quality production.
Hey, I'm here with Frank Gaffney.
Hey,
and
Mark, you gotta turn the sound on.
understand You're going to Israel in September? Yeah. Are you real? Can I come? Yeah, all right. Okay.
This is going to be a trip of a lifetime. We're going to take a small group of people, I think, probably, but hopefully very high quality. We certainly have very high-quality talent. Bill Federer, one of the country's preeminent historians of Middle East and Islam, and for that matter, just about everything else. Bill Murray, one of the great leaders of the fight to protect Christians and Jews against the threat posed to both of them and, frankly, the rest of the world by Sharia and its adherents. And myself, of course, along with Tom. And I don't know what he's coming along for other than a lot of...
I'm hanging out, man. It's going to be great.
He'll be the comic entertainment.
But
Yeah,
we
he
want
was.
you all there with us,
We'd
right?
love to have you here.
All
Please
right.
come.
September, October. We'll see you there. Take it easy, man. Good seeing you. Absolutely.
All right, Frank Gaffney. He's really a great guy. We've been working with Frank for many years, and he worked for President Reagan in the Defense Department. He started Center for Security Policy about 25 years ago. He's one of America's top experts, and he's got a gigantic brain, and he's got two other gigantic somethings in his anatomy that make him put his neck out and step out. And he could care less about whether he's invited to the Washington, D.C. cocktail parties. He battles for truth, justice, and the American way. And he is a regular guy with a great sense of humor. You are going to love being on the trip with Frank Gaffney. He's for real, as all of these guys are that are coming with us. But I'm going to introduce Syria right now. And then tomorrow, Wednesday show, we'll pick up and we'll dive into the particulars. But let's do it like I always do it. Let's have a quiz, a pop quiz.
Oh.
And see if the kiddies have been
That's
studying.
not right.
It's a guest pop quiz, okay? You're the only one that complains about these pop quizzes.
I hate it when you do that.
Oh, a surprise, surprise. CJ just got a special delivery from FedEx.
Delivery.
And so I can guarantee tomorrow's show is going to be a blast. I can guarantee that today. How many people? What is the population? I'm asking it. Don't look. What is the population guess of Syria?
10 million.
We got 10 over here. We got 10. Mark? She's cheating.
I'm going less. I'm going to say 6.
6. The cheater
I'm
who's
not
looking
playing.
it up.
I'm working.
How about the size of Florida?
15 million? 18 million.
We have about 19 million in Florida.
Really?
It's over
There's-
20 million.
There's 22 million
Yeah.
in Syria. There's
Get
25. There's 25 million in Texas. Syria is between Florida and Texas in terms of this is a country.
But what's
22 million people.
But the thing with Syria, though, everything's jam-packed in it's small areas. It's not like it's all spread
It's not
out.
that small. It's not so small
It's
that they
pretty
need to
big.
take the territory of another country to have living space for their inhabitants.
No, I'm looking at the map here. I mean, it looks like all.
If I may say,
Well, we're gonna
vis-a-vis Israel and Lebanon.
We look at the map here. It looks like all the major cities are pretty much over in the west. Near the sea, which would make sense.
Sure.
And also Damascus is the biggest area that in all of it, and that looks like the what is it? Homs.
Homs is a big, very big port. Yeah.
Another big port, and Aleppo. That's where they're having all the problems up there.
That's their biggest city.
Well, before we get into that map, we're going to do that map tomorrow because right now it's 54 minutes after 5 o'clock. That map, those colors, for you driving in your automobiles at 5:55 in the afternoon on Tuesday, go to to youtube.com, The United West, to see our graphics. That map indicates, and I think the legend is a little lower on the map, indicates who controls what. And the green is controlled by the so-called rebels. They really control more than Ashur Bashad.
Well, territory-wise.
Territory-wise, yeah. So we're gonna get into that map tomorrow, but just some historical overviews.
Yeah, I mean,
we have the Assyrians. What do you got?
Oh, I'm looking to see what you have. If you're going to skip to, just
just
modern,
doing-
are you going to?
No,
why
I'm
don't
doing a
you
little
just
bit.
skip
I'm doing a
to
little bit.
modern Syria?
I'm doing a little bit of, as I said earlier in the show, that Syria, the lineage of Syria as a country and Syrians as a people comes from the Assyrians, which were a people in Bible times, about the 7th century. And soon after that, moving up to New Testament times, about 30 A.D., for those of you who are Christians, somebody had a miraculous conversion
On the road to Damascus.
on the road to Damascus
I knew that.
from Jerusalem, going to Damascus. The Saul of Tarsus was finding Christians and torturing them and killing them.
And changed his
because
name
they
in
had
the process.
they had left the faith of Judaism, and on the road to Damascus on a mission to do this, he was. This is according to the New Testament. He was converted on the road to Damascus. So for Christians, we're not going to be on the road to Damascus. It's
Not unless we're in big trouble.
if we find ourselves in Damascus, we could.
Then
be
we
in
should have taken a left turn.
Not
in
it is.
Albuquerque.
You ain't in Israel anymore, Dorothy. If we're in Damascus, okay. But in 640, and so early on in Syria there was a Christian influence. But guess who arrived in 640 and said, "Nah, we only."
Yeah.
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar, 640.
The followers of Piba.
Yeah, and Christianity was extended by the message of love till the Middle Ages, where a particular
It went backwards a little
yeah,
bit.
a little backwards because it became a state religion, which no religion ever should be a
Anytime,
state
yeah.
religion. But in terms of the practice of Christianity, it was extended with love and a message. But right from the get-go, Islam conquered the Syrians in 640. Then in 1516, the next phase, the Ottoman Empire, conquered Syria again. Some quick overview information. Out of the 22 million, 90% are Arabs, about 18 million. Non-Arabs, there's Kurds, about 9% are the Kurds. Very important. We're going to talk about the Kurds
Yeah, we
tomorrow.
should explain the difference between Kurds and Arabs.
Yep, 2 million of them. On the religion side, out of the 22 million, 75%, 16 million are Sunni. That's Saudi Arabia, Iraq,
Egypt.
all the non-Shia, Sunni. So 16 million. 13%, about 3 million, of the citizens in Syria are Shia. But of that, there's 2 or 3 different groups. The Alawites, the Twelvers, the Ishmaelis, and the Seveners. We're going to
Yikes.
tell you all about that tomorrow. And there's, guess how many Christians in Syria?
12,
Are there any left?
Christians, guess how many Christians?
17.
They didn't kill them all?
No, 10%.
Yeah,
There's about 2.5 million people. Most of them are Palestinian Christians that left Israel and went up to Syria, wanting nothing to do with Gaza and all of that nonsense. There are Palestinians who are Christians. So tomorrow we're going to get into all this information, and we're going to show you how our trip, September-October, will synthesize the civil war in Syria. Tomorrow we'll tell you what the United States should do. So this is educational, it's entertaining, it's edutainment. And we will see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Right?
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Das Vidanya, Tavarish.
Praise the Lord and pass the